ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ today is by Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj on Ang 566 and 567 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਵਡਹੰਸ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ। ਕਰੋ ਦਇਆ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਵਖਾਣਾ, ਸਭ ਉਪਾਈਐ ਆਪ ਆਪੇ ਸਰਬ ਸਮਾਣਾ। ਕਰੋ ਦਇਆ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਵਖਾਣਾ, ਸਭ ਉਪਾਈਐ ਆਪ ਆਪੇ ਸਰਬ ਸਮਾਣਾ। ਸਰਬੇ ਸਮਾਣਾ ਆਪ ਤੂੰ ਹੈ ਉਪਾਏ ਧੰਤੈ ਲਾਈਆ। ਇਕ ਤੁਝ ਹੀ ਕੀਏ ਰਾਜੇ ਇਕ ਨਾ ਭਿਖ ਪਵਾਈਆ। ਲੋਭ ਮੋਹ ਤੁਝ ਕੀਆ ਮੀਠਾ ਏਤ ਭਰਮ ਭੁਲਾਣਾ। ਸਦਾ ਦਇਆ ਕਰੋ ਆਪਣੀ ਤਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਵਖਾਣਾ। ਨਾਮ ਤੇਰਾ ਹੈ ਸਾਚਾ ਸਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਮਨ ਭਾਣਾ। ਦੁਖ ਗਿਆ ਸੁਖ ਆਏ ਸਮਾਣਾ। ਗਾਵਨ ਸੁਰ ਨਰ ਸੁਗੜ ਸੁਜਾਣਾ। ਸੁਰ ਨਰ ਸੁਗੜ ਸੁਜਾਨ ਗਾਵਹਿ ਜੋ ਤੇਰੇ ਮਨ ਭਾਵਹਿ। ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹਿ ਚਿਤ ਹੈ ਨਾਹੀ ਅਹਲਾ ਜਨਮ ਗਵਾਵਹਿ। ਇਕ ਮੂੜ ਮੁਗਧ ਨਾ ਚੇਤ ਹੈ ਮੂਲੇ ਜੋ ਆਇਆ ਤਿਸ ਜਾਣਾ। ਨਾਮ ਤੇਰਾ ਸਦਾ ਸਾਚਾ ਸੋਏ ਮੈਂ ਮਨ ਭਾਣਾ। ਤੇਰਾ ਵਕਤ ਸੁਹਾਵਾ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਤੇਰੀ ਬਾਣੀ। ਸੇਵਕ ਸੇਵ ਹੈ ਭਾਉ ਕਰ ਲਾਗਾ ਸਾਉ ਪੁਰਾਣੀ। ਸਾਉ ਪ੍ਰਾਣੀ ਤਿਨਾ ਲਾਗਾ ਜਿਨੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਪਾਇਆ। ਨਾਮ ਤੇਰਾ ਜੋਏ ਰਾਤੇ ਨਿਤ ਚੜ੍ਹੈ ਸਵਾਇਆ। ਇਕ ਕਰਮ ਧਰਮ ਨਾ ਹੋਏ ਸੰਜਮ ਜਾਮ ਨਾ ਏਕ ਪਛਾਣੀ। ਵਕਤ ਸੁਹਾਵਾ ਸਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਤੇਰੀ ਬਾਣੀ। ਹਉ ਬਲਿਹਾਰੀ ਸਾਚੇ ਨਾਵੈ ਰਾਜ ਤੇਰਾ ਕਬਹੁ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੈ। ਰਾਜੋ ਤਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਸਦਾ ਨਿਹਚਲ ਇਹੋ ਕਬਹੁ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੇ। ਚਾਕਰ ਤਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਸੋਏ ਹੋਵੈ ਜੋਏ ਸਹਜ ਸਮਾਵੇ। ਦੁਸ਼ਮਨ ਤਾ ਦੁਖ ਨਾ ਲੱਗੈ ਮੂਲੇ ਪਾਪ ਨੇੜ ਨਾ ਆਵੇ। ਹਉ ਬਲਿਹਾਰੀ ਸਦਾ ਹੋਵਾ ਏਕ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਵੇ। ਜੁਗ ਹੈ ਜੁਗੰਤਰ ਭਗਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੇ। ਕੀਰਤ ਕਰਹਿ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਦੁਆਰੇ। ਜਪਹਿ ਤਾ ਸਾਚਾ ਏਕ ਮੁਰਾਰੇ। ਸਾਚਾ ਮੁਰਾਰੇ ਤਾਮ ਜਪਹਿ ਜਾਮ ਮਨ ਵਸਾਵਹਿ। ਭਰਮੋ ਭੁਲਾਵਾ ਤੁਝੈ ਕੀਆ ਜਾਮ ਇਹੋ ਚੁਕਾਵਹਿ। ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦੀ ਕਰੋ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਲਿਹੋ ਜਮਹੋ ਉਬਾਰੇ। ਜੁਗ ਹੈ ਜੁਗੰਤਰ ਭਗਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੇ। ਵੱਡੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਹਿਬਾ ਅਲਖ ਅਪਾਰਾ। ਕਿਉ ਕਰ ਕਰੋ ਬੇਨੰਤੀ ਹਉ ਆਖ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ। ਨਦਰ ਕਰਹਿ ਤਾ ਸਾਚ ਪਛਾਣਾ। ਸਾਚੋ ਪਛਾਣਾ ਤਾਮ ਤੇਰਾ ਜਾਮ ਆਪ ਬੁਝਾਵਹਿ। ਦੂਖ ਭੂਖ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਕੀਏ ਸਹਸਾ ਇਹੋ ਚੁਕਾਵਹਿ। ਬਿਨਵੰਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਜਾਏ ਸਹਸਾ ਬੁਝੈ ਗੁਰ ਵਿਚਾਰਾ। ਵੱਡਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਹੈ ਆਪ ਅਲਖ ਅਪਾਰਾ। ਤੇਰੇ ਬੰਕੇ ਲੋਇਣ ਦੰਤ ਰੀਸਾਲਾ। ਸੋਹਣੇ ਨੱਕ ਜਿਨ ਲੰਮੜੇ ਵਾਲਾ। ਕੰਚਨ ਕਾਇਆ ਸੋਇਨੇ ਕੀ ਢਾਲਾ। ਸੋ ਵਨ ਢਾਲਾ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਮਾਲਾ ਜਪੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਹੇਲੀ ਹੋ। ਜਮ ਦਵਾਰ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਖੜੀਆ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੁਣੋ ਮਹੇਲੀ ਹੋ। ਹੰਸ ਹੰਸਾ ਬੱਗ ਬੱਗਾ ਲਹੈ ਮਨ ਕੀ ਜਾਲਾ। ਬੰਕੇ ਲੋਇਣ ਦੰਤ ਰੀਸਾਲਾ। ਤੇਰੀ ਚਾਲ ਸੁਹਾਵੀ ਮਧੁਰਾੜੀ ਬਾਣੀ। ਕੋਕਨ ਕੋਕਿਲਾ ਤਰਲ ਜਵਾਣੀ। ਤਰਲਾ ਜਵਾਣੀ ਆਪ ਭਾਣੀ ਇੱਛ ਮਨ ਕੀ ਪੂਰੀਏ। ਸਾਰੰਗ ਜਿਉ ਪਗ ਧਰੈ ਠਿਮ ਠਿਮ ਆਪ ਆਪ ਸੰਧੂਰੇ। Sri Rangarati Phiramati Udak Ganga Vani Binwant Nanak Das Har Ka Teri Chal Suhavi Madhuradi Bani Sri Rangarati Phiramati Udak Ganga Vani Binwant Nanak Das Har Ka Teri Chal Suhavi Madhuradi Bani. Dhan Guru Nanak Sahib Ji Maharaj is blessing us with Hukamnama Sahib today in WADAHANS Rag. Due to the length of the Hukamnama, I'm going to summarize the 8 parts of the Hukamnama first, and then we'll go into the Akari Vichar. For those of you who maybe do not have the time to listen to the whole Vichar, we're just going to go quickly through one point from each of the 8 parts of the Hukamnama, and then we'll go deeper into the Vichar. Satguru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj begins this first part of the Shabad, and the first part is asking for God's grace. O God, only through your daya, only through your grace can I chant your name. The second part of the Shabad then tells the glories of God's name, how Waheguruji's name is eternal, how Waheguruji's name is always there with us and takes away all our pains. In the third part of the Shabad, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah speaks of those sevaks, speaks of those servants and how they are blessed, and speaks of their lives, the people who meditate upon God's name. The first part of the Shabad is saying, asking God, O God, please grace me with meditating upon your name. Second part of the Shabad is saying, O human being, this is the glory of God's name. Third part of the Shabad is saying that those people who meditate upon God's name, what happens in their life. The fourth part of the Shabad then says, Vaheguru is the true king. Become a servant at his door. The fifth part of the Shabad then tells us the love inside that person who meditates upon Vaheguru. And the sixth part of the Shabad is again a prayer in front of Akal Purkh. Kyon kar karo benanti? How can I even speak before you, O God? And the seventh and eighth part of the Shabad. So, just to recap again, first part is asking God for grace. Second part is talking about the glory of meditating upon God's name. The third part is talking about the servants who meditate upon God. The fourth part is talking about God as the true king. The fifth part is talking about the love of those people who are in love with God. The sixth part of the Shabad is again going into an ardas, going into a prayer before God. And these seventh and eighth parts of the Shabad are talking about the experience of seeing God, of feeling God. And that experience, I mean, we can talk about it, but I was reading today a translation of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji in Punjabi by Gyani Harbans Singh. It's called Sri Guru Granth Sahib Darshan Nirnay Satik. And in that, Gyani Harbans Singh says that these last 2 parts of the Shabad, we can talk about them, but they really can only be experienced by those people who meditate upon God's name. These are states of spirituality which cannot be summated in our mortal words. This is the taste of God's love which cannot be described. So now we'll go through a little bit deeper each part of the Shabad. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj begins. Maharaj Sache Padshah Ji says, Karho daya tera naam vakhana. O Vaheguru, bless me with your daya, with your grace. Only then can I vakhana, only then can I repeat tera naam, your name. Sab upaya ape sarb samana. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah Ji says, Sab upaya aap. You have created everything. Sab means everything. Ape sarv samana. And not only have you created everything, but you permeate. Samana means to permeate, to pervade, to be within all. You have created all and you permeate through all. And this is a really important talk in this Shabad, and we'll come back to it later. Sarbe samana aap tu hai, aap tanta laiya. You are the one who pervades through all. Sarbe samana. Sarbe means all. Aap means you yourself. Upaye tanda laya. Not only have you created, but tanda laya. Into whatever tanda, whatever tasks people are doing, you have attached them into that task. Laya, to put them into that task. Ik tujhi kiye raje. Some, and because ik here has a sihari on the kakka, it means some. Not one, but it means some. Vaheguru, some you have created as Raje, as kings, who have lots. Ikna pek pavaya. And on the other hand, there are those who pavaya, who wander from door to door asking for pik. Pik here means for begging. Lob moh tuj kiya meetha. Et param pulana. Vaheguru, you are the one who has started this game. You are the one who has made lob, greed and more attachment seem so sweet. Et param pulana. And in the sweetness of greed and attachment, the whole world is pulana, is wandering around, param, deluded. This game has been created by Vaheguru Sache Padshah. And this way Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is looking at this. They are not looking at this in our ways. This is through the eyes of Guru Nanak. This is an amazing and a beautiful way of looking at the world. This is your game, Vaheguru. And in this game, what do I ask from you? I see that you have created everything, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says. I see that you are pervading through all. I see that you are the one who has set out this game for me. But I'm asking you now, Sada Daya Karho, forever bless me with your grace. Apni, your grace, I want your hand upon my head. Tam, only then. Tam here means only then. Naam Vakhana, can I meditate upon your name? In this game of God, you need the hand of God upon your head to chant the name of God and to meditate. And that is what the first part of the Shabad is saying. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj carries on. Naam tera hai sacha, sada main man pana. Naam tera hai sacha, your name, Vaheguru, that is the only truth in this world. Your identity, you are the only truth. You are the one who will remain forever and forever. Sada main man pana. And Vaheguru, when you bless me with your grace, then your name pleases my mind. Pana literally means to please my mind. That my mind delights in your name. When you bless me with your grace, then when I chant Vaheguru, I feel energized inside. Dukh gaya, sukh aaye samana. The first part of the Shabad is asking for grace. The second part of the Shabad is telling us the glory of God's name and the glory of the grace of God. When God blesses us with His grace and we start experiencing the Naam, the name of God, then what happens? Dukh gaya, our pains go away. Sukh aaye samana. And we are absorbed in complete happiness and peace. Meditating upon God's name comes through God's grace, and when it comes, all pains go. Gavana Sura Nara Sugada Sujana. Vaheguru, the angels, the demigods, all the human beings, Sugad, those who are Sugad, those who are wise, Sujana, those who are knowing, they sing your praises, Vaheguru. Sura Nara Sugad Sujana Gavahan, Jo Tira Man Pavahe. Sache Padshah Ji, the people who meditate upon your name, they are Sugad, they are wise, they are Sujan, they are blessed, who sing your praises, Gavahan. But only those people sing your praises, Jo Tere Man Pave, who please your mind. Vaheguru, again this is bringing us back through your grace, those beings meditate upon your name. Maya mohe chit hai nahi ahla janam gavave. Those people who are mohe, who are besotted and attached to Maya, to this world which is transitory, chit hai nahi, they forget you. Ahla janam gavave, and their life passes away. Ahla means wasted. Ik mood mugdana chit hai mule. There are those who are mood mugd, who are foolish. Na chit hai, they do not remember, they do not meditate, they are not conscious of their root. We all come from that root. And the name of that root Guru Nanak Dev Ji is given Ik Oankar. We all come from that root. But some of us forget that. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is trying to wake us up saying, Jo aaya tis jana. If you've come on this world, you're going to leave as well. Recognize your roots. Recognize where you came from. Naam tera sada sacha. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj brings us back to that first talk of this second part of the Shabad. Your name will remain forever. Soe main man pana. That is what pleases my mind. Only your name. Tera waqt suhava. Amrit teri bani. Tera yo. Waqt means time. Suhava means beautiful. Amrit means immortal. Teri means your. Bani means words. Now what is this line saying? Tera waqt suhava. Amrit teri bani. That time devoted to you is blessed. In my life, when I remember you, Amrit Teri Bani, and when I sing your immortal Bani, when I sing your immortal words, when I read Gurbani, when I chant Vaheguru with my tongue, that time is blessed. Tera Vaqt Suhava Amrit Teri Bani. That time when I'm singing your praises, that is blessed. Sevak sev hai pao kar laga sao prani. Those who serve you with pao, with love, Laga sao prani. Those human beings, they find the taste of God's love. Sao literally means taste. Sao prani tina laga jini amrit paya. Those people have tasted your taste, O Vaheguru, the taste of your love, that sao, jini amrit paya, who have been blessed with amrit, who have been blessed with your immortal name. And this Shabad is telling us, when you go to the Guru blesses you with Amrit Naam, with the name of God. That is the way of tasting God. Naam tera joye rate nit chadhe svaya. Those people who are rate, who are imbued and intoxicated with your name, with meditating upon you, nit chadhe svaya. Every day, they rise higher and higher. Their spirit rises higher and higher. The name of God is ever rising, everlasting, always bringing us higher and higher and higher and higher. Ik karm dharm na hoye sanjam jam na ek pashani. Those people who try and practice outer rituals and outer restraints, sanjam, that doesn't count for anything. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Jam na ek pashani, until you recognize the one Lord Vaheguru. Actions committed in your ego become meaningless rituals. Actions committed out of His love become seva. Vaqt suhava sada tera amrit teri bani. That time devoted to you is blessed when I sing your immortal words. Ho balihari sache naam. I am a sacrifice to the eternal name of God. Raj tera kabho na jave. Vaheguru, kingdoms of the world began and so they will end. Your kingdom will never end. Rajota tera sada nihchal. Eho kabho na jave. Your rule is eternal. Nihchal means never moving. Eho kabho na jave. It can never ever end. Chakrata tera soye hove joye sahaj samave. And to become a servant of God, chakra here means servant. Becoming a servant of God, you don't wear a medal around your neck. Becoming a servant of God is not simply telling the world you become a servant. No. Joye sahaj samave, that being who merges into this state of sahaj. Sahaj is a topic which we gloss over a lot in Sikhi, but it is a state of oneness with God. That is becoming a servant of God, going into that state, merging into that state. That is being a chakra. And that is the type of chakri, that is the type of way of life of the servant that Guru Angad Dev Ji lived in the form of Bhai Lehna. To accept everything in Sahaj, to accept every single order of the Guru, command of the Guru in love. That is who is a servant. Dusman ta dukh na lagay mule. Dusman, enemies, and dukh, pain, Na lagay mule, cannot touch that person. That doesn't mean that enemies don't come. It doesn't mean that pain doesn't come, but it cannot touch that person. It cannot permeate that person. It cannot shake that person. Paap near na ave. Why? Because sin doesn't come near that person who becomes a servant of God. How balihari sada huwa ek tere nave. I am always a sacrifice to your name, O Vaheguru. Jug hai jugantar bhagat tumhare, kirat kar hai swami tere dware. Jug hai jugantar, in every single age, bhagat tumhare, there has always been someone who has meditated upon God. In every age. This is an amazing thing that Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying. Not just talking about the concept of Kal Yug or 1,000 years or 2,000 years. Every single age, every single type of conceptualization of time, there has always been someone who has meditated upon God. And this breaks down many of the barriers which we put inside our minds. And Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah gives us examples from other ages, like Bhagat Prahlad Ji, like Bhagat Dhruv, inside Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. We have examples of those who are Banikars, who have written Gurbani, Sheikh Farid Ji, Bhagat Ramanand Ji, Bhagat Pipa Ji, Bhagat Tanna Ji, Bhagat Namdev Ji, Bhagat Kabir Sahib Ji. Kirat kar hai Swami tera dware. Kirat kar hai. They sing your kirti, your praises. O Swami, O Lord, tera dware, at your door. And this is the way of singing God's praises. A great Gurmukh once said, when you're singing Vaheguru, Vaheguru, when you're chanting Vaheguru, then imagine each time you say it, you're knocking upon God's door. And this is the way that devotees sing to God, Tere Dware, at your door, like they're sitting at the master's door. Japheta Sacha Ek Murare. They meditate upon that Sacha, that eternal one, Vaheguru, who is Murare. Satguru Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is using this name Murare. Mur was a demon who was killed. The destroyer of the demon Mur, but it can also mean the destroyer of ego, Vaheguru. Sacha Murare, O Vaheguru, you are the eternal truth. Tam jap hai. Only then we can meditate upon you, Jam man vasavhe, when you come and abide inside our mind. Par moh pulava tujhe kiya, Jam eho chukavhe. All this param po palava, all these doubts and delusions which you have created, Vaheguru, Jam eho chukave, when you take them away, then the veil of illusion goes. Gur prasadi karo kirpa, Vaheguru, O Guru, bless me with your grace, with your prasadi, with your kirpa. Leho jamho ubare, save me from the angels of death. Jughan jugantar bhagat tumhare. In each age, there has been a bhagat, there has been a devotee who meditates upon you. Vadde mere sahiba, O my great Lord, Alak apara, you are beyond conceptualization in my mind, Lakhana, beyond knowing. Apara, you are limitless. I can't encage you in my thoughts. I can't imprison you in my thoughts. Kyon kar karo benanti? How can I call out to you? How akhna jana? I do not even know the words to use. Nadar karhe ta saaj pashana. But I know this, that when you bless me with your grace, ta saaj pashana, only then I recognize and I realize what the truth is. Sacho pashana tam tera jam aap bujavhe. Only then, tam means only then can I realize the truth. Jam aap bujavhe, when you bless me with realization. Dukh bhoog sansar kiye, sahasa eho chukavhe. When you bless me with your grace, Vaheguru, dukh bhoog sansar kiye, sahasa eho chukavhe. The pains, the hungers of this world, my doubts about them, the sahasa eho chukavhe, they all leave. When realization comes, you see that everything is working in His grace. Now, realization is not something we can just talk about or something that we can get with words. It happens with His grace. That is what this whole Shabad is saying. Birmant Nanak Jaye Sahasa Bujjai Gur Bichara. Only when the Guru's instruction, it becomes realized inside us. Bujjai. Only when we realize it, not just to read it, not just to acknowledge it, not just to argue about it, not just to discuss. No. When realization comes of the Guru's teachings, then Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, I pray, I'm telling you this. That is when doubt goes. Vadda Sahib hai, aap alak apara. Vaheguru Ji, the Lord Master, is great, beyond the capturing of the mind and beyond the limits. Now these last two parts of the Shabad, they'll take some reading and rereading by us. And there's concept in Sikhi, Sargun means with qualities, Nirgun means without qualities. Now when I say qualities, I mean forms. So when we say God is manifest in the world, inside every single being, that is the Sargun, manifestation of God within form. And beyond form is Nirgun. That Nirgun Vaheguru who has always been, even before the creation of the world. Now in this Shabad, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj has gone through begging God for realization, the glory of God's name, the glory of God's servants. And now Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is opening up this world of spirituality where you can experience God, where you can feel God, where you can see God. And I think when I look at this Shabad, Gyani Harbans Singh's explanation is the best, that these words can only be truly appreciated by those beings who meditate and reach this level of realization. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj speaks to God and says, Tere banke loin, your eyes, loin means eyes, are so beautiful. Dant risala, and your teeth are beautiful, they're shining. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah is having a conversation, speaking directly to God. And Professor Sahib Singh has looked at this from the angle that every single person has the light of God within them. And that looking upon them, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is speaking to God. My Padshah, my Lord Guru Nanak Padshah only knows themselves where these words came from. And we can try now to look through them and see what Guru Sahib Ji is saying. Satguru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Sache Padshah is describing to us this experience. And in Sikhi there is this idea of Sargun and Nirgun, as we talked about before. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says in Sukhmani Sahib, Sargun, Nirgun, Nirankar, Sun Samadhi Aap. That Vaheguru is in form and Vaheguru is beyond form. At the same time, Sargun and Nirgun, pervading through all and beyond all. In Aarti, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, Sahasatav nain nan nain hai tuhe kau. You have thousands of eyes, you have no eyes. You have thousands of feet, you have no feet. In this experience of God's love, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj sings, your eyes are so beautiful, sohne nak. Your nose is so beautiful, jin lambde wala. You have beautiful, graceful, long hair. Kanchan kaya, your body glistens like gold. Soine ki tala, like it's made of the best gold. Sovan tala, a body cast out of gold. Krishna mala, and you are wearing a mala, you are wearing a garland around your neck. And many translations have come of Krishna. One meaning is black. Another meaning is taken like the mala that Krishna wears, that same type of mala. You're wearing a mala, you're wearing a garland around your neck. Jap ho tusi saheli ho. Oh my sisters, saheli ho is a feminine. Oh my sisters, meditate upon Vaheguru. Jam dwar na ho khadiya, Sikh sunho meheli ho. If you meditate upon God, You will not have to stand at the door of death. Sikh suno, listen to my words, O Mehli, O my sisters. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, in this experience of God, in this love of God, in this adoration of God through this form, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is speaking out to us. Hans Hansa Bag Bagga La Man Ki Jala. My Vaheguru can even transform the cranes into swans. My Vaheguru's remembrance can take away the Jala, all of the webs over our mind. Jala literally means the net. The net of filth over our mind can be removed. Banke Loyan, your eyes are beautiful. Dantari Sala, your teeth are glistening. Teri Chal Sohavi, Vaheguru, your walk is Sohavi, is so beautiful. Madhuradi Bani, when you speak, those words are beyond description. They are so sweet. Imagine this oneness of Guru Nanak and Akal Purkh Sache Paatshah. It is this inner spiritual part of Sikhi which many of us are missing out on today. And that experience is what Guru Nanak Dev Ji is talking about. Kohokan kokila tarla juani. Your words are more beautiful than the song of the cuckoo bird. And Vaheguru, your grace, your graceful beauty is more beautiful than any youthful beauty. Tarla juani aap pani. Your beauty is beyond any of the beauty of the youth of the physical world. Ich man ki puriye, and you fulfill all desires. Sarang jyon pag tare tim tim. And sarang is a very particular type of elephant. It's a small type of elephant, not the larger type of elephant that we see, but a specific type of elephant. And in fact, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Prashadi Hathi was this type of elephant called the sarang. Like the smaller elephant, it walks gracefully, tim, tim. And in these words of Guru Nanak, this alliteration and the onomatopoeic quality of Guru Nanak's words, you can almost hear that graceful path of God. Aap sandure. Aap sandure means you yourself intoxicate yourself. You are the one sitting inside your saint, meditating upon yourself, getting intoxicated upon your name. Sri Rangarati Firamati. Those people who are coloured in your love, they become completely intoxicated. Udak Ganga Vani, and they flow pure like the waves of the Ganges river. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is saying love comes in waves, it doesn't come in little drips. Those people who fall in love with you, they get washed away in that ocean of love. Binwant Nanak Das Harka Tiri Char Sohavi Madhuradi Bani. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, I am your slave. Your walk is so graceful and your words are so beautiful. In this Shabad today, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj has asked God to bless us, has told us about the glories of God's name, the glories of God's servants, and has even given us a taste of that experience of oneness with God. Sri Rangarati Phiramati Udak Ganga Vani Binwant Nanak Das Harka Tiri Chal Sohavi Madhuradi Bani. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.